Nazira Inman. I am, born and raised in Camden, New Jersey. A little bit about me. I am 32. I brought my daughter out. I'm from Camden, New Jersey. I am a victim of abuse.
Yes.
I was a victim of abuse. I was a victim of molestation. I was a victim from experiencing traumatic situations, but in all things, we must know that regardless of what we go through, it's never for us, and that we can overcome it. Yeah. Your perception, your environment, how you perceive things, and your mind. And I think the hardest thing that we'll have to struggle, the hardest thing for us is the renewing of our mind, especially when we are used to habits and used to things being a certain kind of way. So I'm going to be talking about domestic violence, and I'm going to be transparent with y'all. Domestic violence, I can't say that I've experienced it in a relationship. I've experienced different forms of abuse as far as control, the manipulation, the belittling and mental, verbal abuse and all of that. I have experienced physical abuse growing up. So I said, how can I correspond domestic violence with abuse? And it goes together. It really does go together. So domestic violence, we think of it as women being beaten on. We think of it, we rarely hear of men being beaten on, but men do get beaten on also. But it's always girlfriends and wives and, that are being harmed or even murdered by a spouse, a partner, a lover, a friend, or someone that was obsessed. But we rarely talk about children who are being abused and who go through, and that is still domestic violence. Yes. Domestic is in the home. Violence is anything that is, coming up against you. So domestic violence, I wrote down the definition for those who aren't sure. Domestic violence is violent or aggressive behavior within the home, typically involving the violent abuse of a spouse, partner, or a family member. So domestic abuse has, it's a pattern. It's used to maintain power or control over individuals. And sometimes you can have potential, you can have something inside of you that others want, and they may not know how to, love on you the right way. They may not know how to inspire you or encourage you, and it's easier for them to beat you down because they see something inside of you that they don't possess. So it's easier for them to dump their stuff on you. So domestic violence does not discriminate. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter your ethnicity. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your career. It doesn't matter your credentials. It doesn't matter. And oftentimes, individuals who are inflicting pain on others, beating on others, using harsh words on individuals, when we learn or become to have an understanding, we learn that individuals who are beating or verbally abusing others, they've either experienced it, they've experienced some kind of trauma, they watched it in the home. So a lot of the times, domestic violence is a repetition from what other individuals have seen. A lot of the times, domestic violence is anger, suppressed. It can be a form of, I don't want to say depression, but it can be for some individuals, and that's how they release their stuff, because we all have stuff and we all need to release it. It's just a matter of how we release our stuff that is important. So when we think of domestic violence also, domestic violence, it's nasty. it leaves individuals with low self-esteem. It leaves individuals not being sure of themselves. It leaves individuals being subject to being around people that mean them no good because of your perception. If you are used to being beaten down, if you are used to being talked to in any kind of way, you will start to think that you are unworthy of love. You will start to think that, you don't mean anything. You will start to think that your life is of no value. You will start to think that you're not good enough in school. You can't get good grades, and it affects you. It affects you academically wise. It affects you, you with your grades and with your friends and doing those hobbies and activities that you once did. After a while, you'll no longer want to do them. So, a lot of the times, and for the children, because I know sometimes you go to school, and if you come from a loving home with loving parents who talk to you without cursing at you, and they make sure you have clean clothes, it's hard for you to understand why the child next to you is acting out. It's hard for you to understand them. But a lot of the times we have to understand that every child does not come from a good home. Every child does not have a mother and a father in the home that loves them. A lot of children aren't even being raised by, I'm trying to talk to the babies so that y'all can understand too. A lot of the times, children aren't even being raised by mom, dad. They're being raised by auntie. They're being raised by the system. They're in a group home. They're in foster homes. Or grandma has them. So even for the babies, when y'all see a friend that's always acting out, instead of you labeling them or instead of you, just writing them off, sometimes all it takes is for that one individual just to be kind. To just go talk to them and see what is really going on in their life. And when you talk to individuals, you will be surprised. But back to domestic violence. Domestic violence, I've heard of women, losing their lives. I've heard of women having to flee because of what was going on. And a lot of the times, the women, we choose how we project ourselves. So if I'm choosing someone who beats up on me and who's not good to me, that's how I feel about myself. And until I'm able to actually heal, until I'm able to be honest with myself, we will always choose abusive individuals. Abusive partners. It could be an abusive coworker. It can be an abusive individuals from different entities, organizations, or even I want to be careful what I say, but we just have to be cautious because if we aren't healed, we can gravitate towards those things that gives us comfort. And believe it or not, with some individuals, domestic violence brings them comfort because it's all they know. Until they are able to get out of it by seeking help, healing, being in God's face, because that's what, a lot of it requires of praying. So, but about me, going through abuse in the home, I have experienced, I've been in rehab. It doesn't look like it. God cleaned me up good, right? Yeah.
Amen.
I've been in rehab. I have almost lost my daughter to the state. They actually came in my home and removed her diapers. It's no secret. I've done a lot of things that, I said I would never do. I've been in a lot of places I shouldn't have been, but I realized today that all the things that I've done, all the places that I've been, led me to being right here in front of you, because now I'm able to give back and now I'm able to inspire other individuals. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I went through the gutter, being out there, and let me tell you something. I was born and raised in church. I was born and raised in church, and I don't think people talk about this, but a lot of the things that happened to me were of the hands of individuals that were in church. You know, and not all churches are this way, and not all people. So I'm not here to talk badly about the church, but that was my upbringing. You know, so I was kind of lost, and I kind of struggled, and I battled with God because I didn't understand. It made me angry. How is it that people who are supposed to love me, people who are supposed to give me my first impression on what life should be like, people, God bless you, people who are supposed to, you know, just be there for me, how is it that they are beating me? How is it that they are putting me down? How is it that they are doing things to me that are unimaginable? So that left me conflicted, and I didn't understand. So I thought that if I wasn't protected in the home, I was protected nowhere. So I was a fighter. But it wasn't necessarily me fighting. It was me basically screaming for help, but no one heard me. You know, so that's why I say when you see a child acting out, when you see a child just always doing things and you always question them, and then you label them, don't label them. That child just needs more attention, just needs more love, because a lot of the times they're seeing things that they don't even know how to interpret. They're seeing things that they don't even know how to just come out and say, yes, this is going on. This is hurting me. This is bothering me. So a lot of the times we do things, but when we do it, it's a cry out for help. So the effects that the trauma of domestic abuse leaves, and this is domestic abuse. So as I started looking up domestic abuse, I started realizing that it's basically the same as, you know, abuse, child abuse. So it could be, you will see bruises and welts. You can see scrapes and cuts. You'll see burnt marks. With women, you'll see head trauma. And a lot of the times with women who experience domestic violence, they try so hard, although they're being beaten and badgered, and they try so hard to protect their abuser. They really do. It's I don't want to call it a sickness, but it's like a love. It's like a, I can't even call it love, but they work so hard at protecting. So if you ever see a friend or anyone with bruises, and oh, I hit myself in the door, you know, oh, I fell down, oh, you know, the car door hit me, and you know, and it bruised me. Oh, I had to go to the hospital because I fell. And a lot of the times those are excuses. They're excuses. Because we really don't want to, especially if we've been in it, it's a comfort. It's kind of hard to separate yourself and take the necessary time for yourself to work with yourself and get yourself together. Because a lot of the times we stay in situations because we really don't want to be alone. We really don't want to be by ourselves. So, you know, but yes. Yes. So, like I was saying, I couldn't really talk to you about, you know, domestic violence as far as a man hitting me. I've seen it growing up. But one thing about me is some things I didn't really have to experience. I saw others go through. But with the abuse being in the home, I did meet guys who were like a lot of the men in the home as I grew up. I did. So in that, it took me some time. It took me some time to separate myself. It took time for good people to walk away from me. It took time for me to almost lose my daughter, to even see the error of my ways and to see that, you know, I was headed for self-destruction. So with me, I think the last time I went away, I was 27, 28. I went to a halfway house in Asbury Park, a rehab, with other women. And it was in that moment that I realized, like, wow, you know, I'm here with all of these women. This little old girl from Camden. But everybody, I realized that it was something inside of me when I was able to empower those around me with, I didn't have much, but just with my words, with my poetry, with who, you know, I even thought I was. Wasn't a good person, but who I thought I was. So I just basically want to say, in life we're going to go through things. In life, you will meet, if not you will meet individuals who have experienced domestic violence. You will meet children who have gone through things that you may never ever go through. And that is perfectly okay. When you do meet those individuals, learn how to just, have grace or be compassionate with them. Because a lot of them, they may not want to let you in, right away. But we must learn how to love people where they are until they are able to love themselves. And until they are able to love other individuals the same way that you love them. It's a process. Life is a process. I still go, I don't say I go through, but I still struggle. I've had traumatic experiences and situations, life-altering things that happened to me that changed me. It really did. But let me tell y'all something. In all of that, finding God and building a relationship with God and praying and crying because it wasn't easy. I messed up a lot of the times before I got it right. I failed many times before I got it right. I had to repeat the same things and repeat the same people until I got it right. But eventually, I started to get it. And as I started to get it, God started sending me beautiful people that would help me and that would encourage me and that would hold me accountable for my stuff. When that happened, I was able to go back to school and to college last year. So once we overcome and we get into a position where it's just like, you know what? I'm going to be who God needs me to be. I'm going to be who I need me to be. Because that's what it's about, being who you know you should be. And sometimes, even in all that takes time. But be the best person that you can be. Be kind to others. And know that everybody doesn't come from a background that's peachy, that's pleasant, that's a bed of roses. Everybody doesn't come from that. So all that we do go through, all that we will go through is never for us. It's always for the other individual. It's always for the other individual on the left. And it just continues to go and go and go, and you pay it forward. So even if, just be cautious to signs too. Women who are experiencing things in the home, who isolate themselves, children who go through in the homes, who isolate themselves. Just be cautious and keep God first in all things and know that things will get better. I can't tell you when. I know that it'll take time, but things will get better if we believe, if we stay persistent, if we stay determined. Put one foot in front of the other, even when you want to give up, even when you want to quit, because there was many times where I didn't feel like I could be who God needed me to be. But that was because of all the stuff that has happened. So once I got into a position where I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to be defeated, it was the battle of my mind. So it was a constant renewal. And although I was abused, and I'm still grown, there are times, I would find myself still going back to the individuals, still going back to the same, and it wasn't that I cared to be around them, but it was of comfort. So we just have to be cautious of things that are around us, the people that we keep around us, that we allow into our lives, and love one another. I can't encourage that enough. Just love on one another and tell your story so that it can help others heal. But just know that we must heal. In order for us to be a blessing to others, we must heal first. And it's a process, but it can be done. With God, it can be done. So I hope, you were blessed with what I shared.
Amen.
So y'all have a beautiful evening, and thank you so much.
Amen.
Yes.
Were you able to forgive your abusers to move on?
Okay, so No, for a long time. No, I wasn't. And in that, I didn't take my anger out on them, but I suppressed with drugs. I suppressed with guys. I suppressed with things that was not good. So I'm 32 now, and just imagine from, I'm gonna say maybe 10, 11, when everything started happening, up until maybe, I'm gonna say 30. No, I was angry. I wasn't pleasant. I didn't allow myself to be close to individuals or any of that. But from the last year, within this year, 2017, God separated me. I would like to say he sat me down. People just went, things went, nothing went my way. Every time I would go here or there, car broke down, he sat me down. He sat me down but started doing work like he forced me to. Today, yes, I'm able to forgive them. Yes.
Amen.
And it took a lot of praying and me being transparent with God and saying, God, I don't want to pray for them. I don't want to be nice to them. I don't understand how, but that's where grace comes in and that's where the understanding comes. Because if you stay, God will start to show you who they are, what they endured, and it doesn't make it right. But he will start to show you them. And it doesn't mean that when you forgive, you love it doesn't mean that you are acceptable still to their behavior, that you be around it. No, because you'll have to love them from a distance. So for my abusers, they haven't changed, and that's okay. That's who they are. But that's not who I am, and that's not where I am. So I used to curse them out. Say some harsh words, not nice words, cuss words, all of that. That was me. Yes. Now I'm able to say, you know what? I want to say a word or two, but it's okay. You be who you are. And I'm able to tell them I love you. Before, no, they couldn't have gotten that from me. They would have got a finger or, I was a fighter. So they would have probably gotten something like that. But we have to take the necessary steps to heal. Nobody taught me how to cope. Nobody taught me how to deal with life issues. Nobody taught me that certain things may come my way. And so a lot of the things I was taught in the streets. People taught me. And if you don't grab hold to your children or to, someone who actually means something to you and teach them, somebody else is going to teach them. And that is not what you want. That's not what we want. So that's why I even bring my daughter out here. She doesn't have to repeat what I went through, but I still want her to know that maybe you're not going through it, honey, but somebody else your age is going through it just like I did. So when that does happen, you still have to treat them with kindness and with respect and compassion, because they're human beings and they didn't ask to be in a situation that they're in. They didn't. So to answer your question, now today, yes, I am able to forgive, but it took a lot of crying, a lot of me wanting to throw in the towel, and a lot of me not thinking that I could overcome, but I did through God. It wasn't on me, it was with God. So yes, it does happen. It may take some time, but God's time, it's okay. He's there.
Amen.
Any more questions?
I have a question. Well, it's not so much a question. I remember about 40 years ago, there was no laws to protect a woman who had been physically abused by her lover, husband, whatever. You could call the police would come. They would only allow the abuser to be outside of the home or apartment, whatever, 72 hours. After that 72 hours, they was back and it was on again. It wasn't until I'm trying to remember Tootie, and remember the show that used to come on? Not Different Stroke, it was Tootie and
Not Different World.
They
were way at the school.
No, Good Times was there.
It was the way they was way at the school.
It was a
Blair,
Blair,
Tootie.
Tootie.
Facts of life.
Facts of
Yeah,
life.
Facts of Life. the young one who was the Tom girl who wore the 2 braids,
Okay.
she played a role. I think it was out Midwest. There was this girl who was married, and her husband he beat her so bad where she. No, that was another one. That was another one. Her husband used to beat on her. She would call the police. They would actually stand there and watch him beat her. He beat her so bad, I think she lost hearing in one ear and whatnot. But she got an attorney to actually believe her situation, and they rallied. She was able to sue the state she lived in, and she won. But it opened the door for protection for women. So now that's where the the restraining order comes in. Now you have protection. Now you have the agencies that will hide you in a safe haven and whatnot.
I know that they have things in place, but it doesn't really protect women today. Not even today, because you have men who go through restraining orders and will kill. They will kill their wife and their girlfriend. You have individuals who don't care that you just called the cops today or yesterday. They will come to your job and kill you, and it is far too common. Men killing their wives and killing their children, and it's very prominent today. So I don't think that, you know, the judicial system has put something in place to protect women. Women aren't protected. They really aren't.
And I have something to add to that. With them putting in the place of the restraining order, a lot of times they feel threatened. So they drop the restraining order when they go to court, but now what the state was allowed to do was to pick it up. So now the state prosecutes instead of the person, but still the person is still in danger.
Yes, because they are able to still go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, how about how about like when I see a lot of when the man drops it, the woman can pick it up. It's like, but that's like kind of unfair. You understand?
Yes,
what I'm
almost
saying?
playing with the.
Like I see that a lot in like domestic violence or whatever, but because I had one, I still got one. 14 years.
Restraining order.
I was, you know, because it was to the point where, you know, he kept putting his hands on me, but he wouldn't, and he made so many stories up about me, and they believed so much, you know what I mean? And when we would go around the cops, they would tell us, they always do this, and they'll walk away. And it got to the point where I had to go and get a woman to believe me. Somehow, like I said, God was in the midst of that storm. But I had to get a woman to believe me. I had to tell her the story. He was keeping my child from me. He wouldn't let me see my child and nothing. I had to constantly fight. Not fight with my hands, but fight, you know, and be abused the whole time, mentally abused, beat down. I mean, like, and I had to hold my cool, but it seemed like all that anger that built up inside of me, you know what it did to me? It made me suffer. I suffered inside out for a long time, just, you know what I mean, talking to the kids, and you type of way. And you know that because it hurts you. It hurts you, and that anger builds up, and it just makes you feel like you're less of a person. So, you know, constantly I didn't realize that, and I had to, like, you know, sit down with God, and I had to be like, God, lift that off of me, because that was building up. Because that man was physically abusing me. He had my children, he had my daughter trying to use that as an excuse against me. I constantly went there, and he had another woman inside, and on top of that, had another woman, and the other woman was doing all the craziness, and he said it was me. It was crazy. It just went, and that went on for so many years, and like I said, that mental abuse was tearing me down. And it really, it was times I would take it home to my children, and they're looking at me like I was crazy, and you know, I got delivered from that. You know what I'm saying? And even as today, it still was hurting me because that pain was still in me. So, you know, I kind of feel where she's coming from when she say that, because that pain do be there. And it constantly lingers in your life. And then, you know, in order for you to ask God to deal with that and move for you, it's like that pain just lingers. It does. And you know what? Today, I can speak about that and say that God delivered me from that. Because my children, it's like I still got my babies.
That's right.
And even out of one, you know what I used to do? I used to go walk and just pray about it and say, God, please get this man off me. He would threaten me, talk about what he was going to do to me. He was going to kill me. He would bust out my windows. I just got my new apartment. He'd bust out my windows. He was acting crazy for nothing. But you know what I kept doing? I never fought him. I just kept praying and saying, Lord, get him off of me. So at first, I'm not going to lie to you, I used to think it was funny. But I started realizing that this man is serious. He wants to hurt me, you know. And you don't realize you in that state of mind. You don't realize what type of person you become looking at that man, and you take it home to your children. And that physically hurts them. You start saying things you never said before to your own children. So mental abuse is that's worse than physical, because it sticks to you for so long. And then, you know, my kids kept telling me, they said, Mom, what are you doing? That's not you. That's not like you. But I picked it up from that man, from that abuse. And that spirit just went off on me. I would wake up times, I could get a sweat because I'm narrow. You know, it was almost like I couldn't live without him. But you know what I did? I constantly got away from him. I ran to every house I can think of, and people was opening doors for me. It was just crazy. It was. That storm was just there, but God was delivering me out of it. And you know, and I just thank God for everything in my life, because you know, I still got my 7 babies. Even though I had to sacrifice that one, but I still had them 7. And I was saying, thank you, Jesus. And then, you know, God was just showing me each day of my life, making me look at what I got out of all that. Out of all that, what he did to me, and out of all that, what I seen out of my life. So that it hurted me for a moment, but guess what? God is good, because he sent a lot of good friends at me. He kept me through it. He's keeping me through it. And he still do to this day. But guess what? I look at him and I say, I just be nice to him. And I say, I forgive you. You know what I mean? Here I go. I said, what did I do to you? And he was like, I don't know. He told me he did not know what I did to him. But guess what I said? Can you please forgive me? Whatever I did to you, forgive me. And that was the key to getting him off of me. And whatever he may got on the side of him, that's something he has to deal with now, because that's on his head. That's not on me. So, you know, I asked that forgiveness, and, you know, I walked away from that situation, and I was just thanking God. But I seen other women that had to go through that. And they really had a beat down for me. And I was like, Lord, I'm glad I dodged that bullet. Because if I had to stay with that man would have tore me up. And I probably don't know where I would have been if I would have stayed with him. So, you know, it's just a no. And then, you know, I had to go back to my children, and I had to ask them for forgiveness. It's just so many people that say your walk, you do have to ask them for forgiveness, because you break them. You break their spirits, their everything, their, you know, everything God put in them, you gotta restore that back in. You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's the same
thing. So it is a lot, and that abuse is there, and you know, I'm glad you got through that. And even if
I'm glad you got through yours also. Thank you for sharing.
I mean, because that's in me.
Beth, you have something to say?
No, you know, it's important for you to share the story, but when you have young children in here, what they don't understand is that domestic violence is simply, and one that's over there with the gray shirt.
Yes.
Domestic violence, and the one that's got the black jacket over his head.
Josiah. Pay attention, man.
Come here, Josiah. Take the head off. Take the thing off your head.
Halloween's in 2 days.
Yes. Josiah,
Come here. Come here.
go ahead, go with Miss Pam.
Come here.
Domestic violence is nothing but bullying.
Yes.
It's strictly bullying. They're either gonna bully you with their words, or they're gonna bully you physically till they get you to do what they want you to do. It's called submission. It's simply slavery. It's another form of slavery. And if you learn history, slavery was about beating the person until you got the person to do what they want you to do.
That's right.
So if you're a bully, stop it. You pick the behavior up from somewhere, and it's turning you into a monster. And it's not like a Halloween monster where you're going to put the mask on and take it off the next day. It's something that has come over a period of time, and you have to ask somebody for help. When you feel that anger and you just want to break something in half, you have to go and realize, why do I want to break that? And let me explain to my mommy and daddy I want to break this, or the person that trusts you. Because you always will have somebody in your corner. But domestic violence, or what she's talking about today, children, is no more than a form of bullying. You have little bullies, you have big bullies. You're going to find bullies in corporate office. You're going to find bullies in your church, in your synagogues, in your masjids. There's bullies everywhere you go. But always remember, you got good people in your corner that's going to help you deal with the different type of bullies. I was a bully, and I got bullied. Then I became a bully again. And then I got bullied again. So then I had to find a medium. I don't want to hurt nobody, and I don't want to be hurt. So I decided not to be a bully and help people. But then when I see people coming to bully me, I let them know real quickly. Please know where you're stepping at. I'm not going to allow you to abuse me. I'm not going to allow you to talk to me any kind of way. I'm not going to allow you to hurt my feelings because I have feelings. And you have to let your bully know. You have feelings. And if you don't think you're big enough and strong enough to go against your bully, you got your mom, you got the dad, you got the person who's taking care of you, you have members in your church. The person that you trust is going to help you with that bully. Domestic violence is nothing but bullying. And it's not right. So please make sure you're here that night for bullying.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about being physical to take down your bully with your 2 hands. And I can do that really easy. I'm trained to do that. Only reason why I became trained to do that, Pam and I grew up on the same street, is because I'm technically the baby child of my family. I am the youngest. So I would come up against people bigger than me. My brothers and sisters weren't around. I had to learn how to physically, but then I learned I had to learn how to mentally take care of myself and know the words to say. There's important words to say. Eventually a bully has to back away from you, but we don't turn into the bully. Do not turn into the domestic violence is bullying. So children, get help. If you're the bully, get help. Just because they label you as ADD, and this a D, and that a D, and everything's a D. No, everything's a D. Everything's a D. Don't let them label you like that. We grow differently. We have different chemicals in our body that make us react differently.